Hey guys, Sleepy Reader here. Why do I buy so many comic books? And the reason is that there's so many comic books that have me excited that I really look forward to every month. And I thought that I would make a list of my top 5 comic books that I look forward to the most. Just a snapshot of right now what excites me the most. But I couldn't come up with just 5. So I ended up with, I think, a list of 9 or 10, and then 6 runners up. So just to go through them, there's Punk Rock Jesus. This is definitely, a fantastic, unique black and white comic book, not to be missed in my opinion. One of the best out there. And then we've got Wonder Woman, which I think is possibly my favorite DC comic right now. It's just incredible. I've talked about it a lot already. Mythology, slightly bit of a Vertigo feeling, a bit of a horror feel. Not much of a superhero comic, but still very, very exciting to read. Batwoman. When J.H. Williams wasn't on the art, this wouldn't have made my top 10 list, but with this first issue with him back on the art, it just got me so excited. It was so good. It was one of the best comic books of the month, and I'm really excited to see what happens next with Batwoman as long as J.H. Williams is on the art. Higher Earth. This is a Boom comic and a kind of cool science fiction and swords with lots of multiple Earths and interesting plot twists. We'll see if I'm really excited every time I realize this is the week Higher Earth comes out. We'll see if it stays that way. With all of these, this is what right now I'm most excited about. They can always change. And the reason why I say that with Higher Earth is they're still kind of doing their world building and establishing their plot. So far, I'm really excited. They could make a misstep somewhere, Sam Humphries, the writer. It also has fabulous art. The change of an artist can change whether you're excited on the book or not. Speaking of which, Frankenstein, Agent of Shade is definitely one of the books I'm most excited about now, and I've fallen in love with Alberto Ponticelli's artwork. But he will be leaving, I think after issue 13, or I'm not sure when. He'll be moving on to Dial H for Hero, which I get Dial H for Hero, but I now view that as one of the dumb books it's dumb, it doesn't really work, but I'm still interested in getting it from month to month. And certainly it would be an improvement getting Alberto Ponticelli, but he's so good on Agent of Shade, on Frankenstein, I don't know if it'll work there. But for now, we don't know who's going to replace him on Frankenstein. For now, this is like one of my hot books. I can't wait for the next issue. Earth 2, also magnificent art. Probably the best superhero art around by Nicola Scott. And an ever sort of mounting excitement as the writer James Robinson and Nicola Scott together build up this world of Earth 2, where Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman are dead or perhaps just missing, and all the new superheroes have to come in to fill their space to fight the new dangers to Earth 2. But just an exciting comic book. I'm always amazed how much I like it. Daredevil by Mark Waid with a variety of artists, my favorite being Chris Samney. Just another sort of perfect superhero book. And I have no reason to think it won't be as long as Mark Waid stays on it. So very excited every time an issue comes out. I think they're coming out twice a month, which when the book's this good and it costs $2.99, I'm quite happy with. And of course, Saga. For a while, this was totally my favorite book, head and shoulders over the others. But I'm finding a lot of these others to be so good that a lot of them are in a close race with Saga, which is why I had to pick 10. And Saga, I think, will be returning in October after a month or two break, and can't wait to see what they're doing. Again, a fantastic artist combined with a really great writer. and they just work wonderfully together. And then there's two more that I'm getting in trades. At least I think I'm continuing to just get them in trades. Unwritten is a really unique book about storytelling, but with fantastic storytelling, with also a collaboration. I believe the artist and the writer are co-plotters most of the time. The writer being Mike Carey, and the artist Peter Gross. And Peter Gross's artwork looks humble, but it is really fantastic artwork. I don't know if when I catch up on all the trades, I probably will be hard to resist buying the individual issues, but I've still got quite a few trades to go. This has been going for a while, and I've just discovered it. Another sort of brand new discovery for me, and the trade has already been a bit damaged because I read it on a bus ride, is Manhattan Projects. This is brilliant and unique. There's a little bit of the flavor of it that you got used to from Jonathan Hickman in the Fantastic Four, but it's in the sense that it's about big science, but it's way wilder and crazier, and it has an artist with a very unusual, kind of scratchy, detailed, disturbing style. So this is an alternate world with Albert Einstein and Feynman, I can't remember Richard Feynman, and a bunch of other famous Nobel Prize winning physicists up to no good with their super science projects. It's a wild and crazy ride. I think I'm just going to wait till the next trade because they work so well as a trade. But I may not be able to resist. I may rush out and get the individual issues. But if you like science fiction and you like odd stuff that's a little odd, a little disturbing, this is just full of so many great ideas. So those are my top 10. I believe that's 10. And then my runners-up include The Flash, which just has fabulous art and lots of good stories, solid superhero book. But there's a sense of unfinishedness, of threads left undone, and so it doesn't quite make it into the top rung for me. Sort of Batman and Robin has had some fabulous issues and then some other issues that are just okay. But overall, it's a fabulous series. It could have been in the top 10, except I only could fit 10 in the top 10. Loved the issue 0, which was kind of an exception on the issue 0s. Great artwork, kind of a slightly lighter take on Batman than you get in another of my runners-up, Batman, the main Batman series by Greg Capullo and writer Scott Snyder. The reason this is a little lower down on my list is I didn't even buy the 0 issue. I might pick that up later. But the previous 2 issues, number 11 and 12, were a little weaker for me than the first 10 issues. So I'm a little leery about its being perfect. I'm just a little less excited about it now. Batman Inc. Maybe quite excited by it. Love this book, but it may be a little less excited than the top 10, just because it's only been around for 3 issues, and I'm not sure. Issue by issue, it's very different, and I'm not sure where the writer Grant Morrison is going and whether he'll continue to go in interesting directions. I need a few more issues to become confident in him. I think he's already announced he's only going to do 12 issues. 12 issues or 9 issues, and then he'll be gone from DC Comics, which is too bad. I can't imagine this book without Grant Morrison. In a weird way, it's just another version of Batman and Robin. It seems to mostly focus on Batman and Robin. Even though it's called Batman Inc., we've only seen a little bit of the Batman Inc. world so far. So it's kind of a wild card, which is why it's maybe a little lower on the ranks. Another exciting book is Punisher. And the only reason it's a little lower down is I'm never completely sure if I've caught everything that's happened. So I feel a little too challenged by this book. It makes me feel a little dumb sometimes that I'm missing things. But it's all of these, this has a brilliant artwork by Chris Burnham. I think all of these have a great combination of writer and artist. They're both members of the team are pretty crucial. So any of them, when they change, when there's a new artist or the writer leaves, it seems like even more likely to go downhill when the writer leaves. But also, if there's a change in an artist, that can really hurt the book. Mark Waid has managed very well with an assortment of artists. It might be that he's a writer who really knows how to work with a variety of artists. He's a veteran who's still, at his creative peak, or just reaching his creative peak. Alberto Ponticelli, it'll be interesting to see how important he is to this book. Matt Kint, who's currently the writer, is very good. It survived a change of writers. Still very good with Matt Kint after Jeff Lemire left. So anyway, I'm sure, some of these books will move away from being my most excited books, but that I have 16 books at least that get me real excited. And there's other ones that I could have put on my runners-up list. Minutemen. I love the artwork in Minutemen. It's a limited run, and there is still a feeling of it being a little too... It's never going to get out of the shadow of Watchmen, but I definitely get excited every week for Minutemen coming along. Oh, and one of the ones, I just don't have it with me. It's only one issue has come out, and I'm dying for the next issue of Frankenstein Alive. Good writing, art to die for by Bernie Wrightston. So that one, when will the next issue come out? Issue 1 came out when? Was it May or June? So we'll see when issue 2 comes out. But I'm still excited. I'm waiting for that. Lots of things. Once you get into comic books, there's lots of good comic books out there. I mean, different ones for different people, obviously. But those are a cross-section of comic books that have me excited. I can't wait for next month for those comic books. Talk to you all later.